You know what I hear a lot of? It's a little bit of a rant. I hear people say a lot of spiritual healers and coaches and mentors and all the things. I hear them say a lot. I've got so many, I've got so many skills and I've got so much stuff that I know, as if it's a label, a badge of honor, right? But they're on a call with me talking about how they don't have the results that they want and how things aren't going well for them in some way, shape, or form, right? And often in anxiety, often overwhelmed, often frustrated, often um, almost giving up hope, especially in this time at the moment, right? People carrying on about what's going on out in the world. But as soon as you ask them, you know, what about this? Like, what are you doing about this? Like, why are you focusing on this? And you say something about, well, let's see if I can support you. They're like, oh, I don't need that because I've already got um, NLP or hypnosis or trauma release or the list goes on and on and on and on, right? And I'm like, okay, so if that's the case, what's going on and why are you in this situation? I hear that so often. I've got all these skills, right? I've already done all the work. That's another one I get. I've already done all the work. Oh my God, as soon as you hear someone say, I've already done all the work, you know that they have they haven't done all the work, right? Because to start with, everyone, you got to know that the work never finishes. It never ends. It's never complete. As soon as it completes, you're gone, right? We are a continuous energetic field that's continuously evolving and growing and expanding. And as we grow, we move into new cycles and stages, and new things come up, and new opportunities for correction come up, right? Things that we've just got so many past lives and so much generational history, and like, the first human that came onto the planet, like, and the thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs and all of those things that came with that whole disconnection from source energy is a continuous spiral of working on re-establishing yourself as the light, re-establishing yourself as the connection to source energy, right? Or not even the connection, that you are the source energy. And so I want to challenge you that if you've got all the stuff going on and you know all the trauma, stuff and blah, 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 why haven't you got the results? Why are you still in that space of feeling frustrated because you can't get clients, or, money's tight, or, your health's not good because you're in anxiety, or, like you're not in a good relationship, or you're not in a relationship at all, or whatever, right? I want to call you out, all of the healers, the coaches, the mentors out there, to start doing your own work. Like, if you've got this tool belt full of stuff, like techniques and methods and all of those things, you've got to be the guinea pig. You've got to be the one that sees if it's going to work first. Like, if we're out there working with people, and those people that don't have those techniques up their sleeve because that's not what their focus was, they were, like they're working in a different career, or, not everyone's a healer. If you're out there wanting to service those people, then you have to have the results first. And anyone that's watching or listening that is one of these people that are looking for someone to support them because they're in anxiety and stress and frustration and depression and all the things that are going on in the world at the moment, and you're looking for someone, please make sure that you're asking them what their results are. Get testimonials from other people that they've worked with. Look into their own content and look into their energy field. Like, see if you can feel what they're like. Are they solid in who they are? Do they have the frequency that is above and beyond what you are? Are they emanating frustration or anxiety or whatever it might be, and you can feel it, right? You're feeding off it, and it's like sparking you a little bit. It's not just the words that people are saying, it's the level of being that they are. It's their authority and who they're present. Like what's their presence? What's their frequency? What's their vibe that they're taking, they're emanating out, right? We are living in a world of chaos. And I just did a post about, I was born for this time. I knew as a kid that I was here to, I didn't have the language. My language is, I'm here to raise the vibration of the planet, right? And I didn't have that language back then, but I knew that I was here for something. And chaos is something that I just thrive in. When chaos is happening, that's one of the reasons why I was able to breeze through 2 health challenges that most people would freak out, right? I had a 15 centimeter fibroid at one stage, and this would have been about 18 years ago. And I got rid of it by myself. Even, I ended up in hospital for 2 weeks. And the doctors are saying, no, the things that are coming out can't be the fibroid because you can't get rid of it that way. And when they did an ultrasound, they're like, well, you're doing it. We don't know how you're doing it. They had students coming and checking out and around me, studying why my body was expelling this thing the way it was. 4.5 centimeter brain tumor, which was only 5 years ago. I've now told my system I don't need these big cathartic experiences to prove to myself that I can thrive in chaos, right? I'm done with them. But 4.5 centimeter brain tumor, I just went straight in. As soon as I found out that that's what was going on for me, the level of presence and steadiness and calm that happened in my body, like, okay, let's work with this. And I just went into this beautiful flow, this energy that happened. I mean, even finding out about it was in the middle of COVID. Actually, it wasn't in the middle of COVID. It was just at the end of COVID. But it was still in that place where, it was hard to get into doctors and all that sort of stuff. And I don't go to the doctor. And so I just looked up what was the closest one and rang up, got in that day, and just happened to get into a doctor. Just happened, right? To get into a doctor that had done 5 years in neuroscience before, 5 years in neurosurgery before he became a GP. Kicked it up straight away. I was in emergency the next day, and he was like, he said, take your bags. There's no way you're going to have a neurosurgeon on in Friday afternoon in emergency. And who turned up? Not just any neurosurgeon, but the registrar of, if that's what they call it, intern, I don't know what they call it, the the student, I think, of one of the top neurosurgeons in Sydney. And so I got to have her, and she got the whole thing out. I had no pain. I had a 5-figure payout come into my account as I'm laying in bed, and my business mentor at the time had said, make sure you have 2 or 3 months off. 5-figure payout, not expected, just comes into my account while I'm laying in bed waiting for surgery. I could go on, right, with all the things that happened in that process. It was like it was a cold, and I just breezed through it. And so and the reason that happened, the reason that I can tell you these stories, the reason I'm telling you is because I want you, if you've got anything going on at the moment and you need support and you want results that are higher world results, right? Results that are from a larger life, right, than what we're all experiencing at the moment. If you're plugged in to all the crap that's going on and all the distractions that are happening because the crap is so intense that they've got to distract you with something else, if you're plugged into that and you're looking for something, or you're yearning for something more, then please look for someone. The reason I'm telling you all of these results is not to say how good I am, but it's to say how good I am. It's to show that I actually have done the work, because when I find out something and a new method, a new understanding, if I'm drawn to it, because I'm not drawn to a lot of things, right? Because I've been led by my higher self so long now, my higher self guides me to what's going to work for me, what's in my destiny. So I've never been, drawn to things like hypnosis or NLP, Reiki actually. Even when I was a massage therapist, I did my own energy work. I worked it out myself. Those things, little thing hanging off me there, those things, I've always been guided. And so I get guided to the things that are for my highest self, for my highest good. And then I use them as in myself to see how they work, because ultimately it's not about me as a teacher or a mentor or a coach or a healer or anything like that. It's about healing myself. It's about reconnecting with my light. It's about cleaning up the distortions, cleaning up where I may have been out of integrity, where I'm not in my authority, where I'm people-pleasing, where I'm using things out, externally, which, you do every so often. I love hanging out with my pendulum. It's such a beautiful little thing that I play with. But if I find that I'm using this in the wrong way, if I'm using this to override my authority or my guidance within, then I'm not using it anymore, right? Because, and I love, I might be skipping, but I love things like the patterns, because everything's saying the same thing. All of the texts are saying the same thing. And in the Bible, one of the things in the 10 Commandments it says is to love God above all other gods, right? Well, I'm not making this my God. Do you get that? This is the thing. This is what it's talking about. My higher self is my God. My connection to spirit is my God. I'm not using things like pendulums or tarot cards or whatever outside of my connection first. Not using the Bible outside of my connection first. My connection with my God first. And then the rest are little tools that sort of can be used to be, played with and confirm and to validate and all of those things. But first, I go internally. So what the reason I'm working on myself first, the reason I'm getting my results first, because I'm the only person here. You're the only person here. We are, um, we are we are a holographic experience of the whole, right? So what we see out of our eyes is our reality, our world. And so we are the center of the universe. So if there is any distortions within me, then I know that I'm going to have it come into my field and play out in my reality. All the people around me, all the discrepancies that will happen, and I'll do crazy things. I'll meet crazy people. Everything will start mucking up, and that's when anxiety comes in. That's when depression comes in. That's when you know, all the things, dis-ease starts happening in some way, shape or form. And so I'm on a bit of a rant because it's important, if you're stepping into your own authority, that's when you can be there to support others. Healers, coaches, mentors, please hear me. If you've got shit going down, which we all have, right? We're human, we're not perfect. And as soon as you think you're perfect, then now you've got an issue, right? We've all got stuff going on. And if you've got a lot going on and you're trying to show somebody else how to deal with it, and you're not working on it yourself with your own tools, with your own skills, you're not doing the reflection, then you're out of your integrity. You're in your ego, and you're actually dangerous to the people that are coming to you for support and help. So that's my little rant. The one thing I want to share is in my own reflection, as I've been moving through these, if anyone has noticed, the last couple of weeks have been a very interesting time and space in astrologically as well. I became a grandma, which is really interesting and fun, and through that process, we've just moved, and I'm just starting to play a little bit with astrology. I don't want to go down the astrology rabbit hole because I don't want another, what do you call it? I don't want another god. I want to stay the way I am. But it's nice to use these tools and play with them and understand them, and then park them, right? Or, bring awareness and then also then reconnect. But we have just moved into Aries, which my granddaughter is a Aries, and Aries is the start of the zodiac. So this is the start of a new cycle. And the last couple of weeks, I have had a lot of energy, a lot of ownership, a lot of embodiment happening, a lot of awareness of where I have been giving my power away, to other things and to other people, and to strategies and stuff like that. And one of them is someone just said to me, one of my business mentors said, you're not very good with discipline. And it sort of shocked me a bit because I am very disciplined in the things that are important to me. And it made me realize that I'm not good with discipline with the things that I'm out of alignment with. And this is one of them. So pause coming on every Tuesday morning, it doesn't actually work for me, because that means that I've got this structure that I'm supposed to have which means that I've got to consider, what am I talking about today? And chaos, as I have just, moved into this new onion peel, peeled the other layer and gone, oh my gosh, here's another definition of who I am. And it really fits me well. And I'm in mid-sentence as I'm playing with it and understanding it more. Chaos magic is very spontaneous. It's before structure, right? It's spontaneous. It's focused. It's commanding. It's belief and movement into the belief that, like, that's the way my world is. And so working with pause on a Tuesday morning means I've got to sit in a structure that is actually outside of my natural way of being. And so, like, that's why, I wake up some mornings and I go, what am I going to talk about today in pause? And it just feels unauthentic. It's not me. It's, some of it is, well, of course it's me, right? But I want to live more and more in my elements, I'm doing so. I'm moving more into my natural way of being. And so I am going to still do pause, but it's not going to be at Tuesday at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be whenever the hell I want to do it, because I'm inspired by something that's come through and I want to share it with you. So, ladies, gentlemen, I'm going to be on whenever I want to be on. Whenever I feel inspired to share some new magic, new inspired idea, new wisdom that's coming through, whatever it is. And so pause will not be on anymore at 7 a.m. It's going to be when I feel inspired to do it. So just keep your eyes out and enjoy the rest of your week, and I will catch you whenever I feel like it. See ya.